Okay, for Unit 2.6, we're going to be talking about leisure activities. And um, hobbies, there's no end to the amount of vocab that we can add in here. Everybody, I'm sure, has ones that they would prefer to talk to and talk about. So what I will recommend is start making a list of things that um, that may not, that if they're not on the list, that you would be interested in learning, and we can look them up. On YouTube, there are lots of places, lots of videos where you can find leisure activities. If you search for ASL vocab and hobbies, or leisure activities, or careers, you can find all sorts of vocab. The hard thing is, it always takes, unless they write it in the description, you're going to have to just watch the video all the way through to find what you want. Maybe speed it up a little bit to save time. But as you've noticed from grading videos on GoReact, it's super slow. I just doing one at a time. I have to watch them in real time 3 or 4 times to be able to grade. So as you can tell, it gets really slow. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. To start off with the vocab, we'll look at pictures in a second, but I want to touch on the vocab. Walk is this. Some people do it like this with like chicken feet. Don't know why they do that, but there are a lot of like deaf people who will sign this. Walk. And I recommend doing it this way as opposed to this, because this is more accurate. And when you're using depiction, which is demonstrating, using signs to actually show what's going on, this is more accurate. So walk. You can do walk, but this is more an observer watching someone walk. Or this is you walking. Store. Store. Walking to school or work. Okay. Take a picture. Take a picture. Photography. Photography. Candid photography. Anyway, Monty Python reference. Never mind. Watch. To watch something. So here's the eyes. If you meet the parents, it's watch, right? Look at me. I'll look at you. Look at them. So to watch TV, right? TV. Watch a movie. So it's like there's a pivot right here. Pivot. Or sometimes you'll see it where it slides, but this is the sign for clean movie. Sometimes if you're like signing fast. Play and dog. Dog. It's actually finger spelled. Notice D-O-G. Dog. Or an older sign is you slap your thigh. Dog. Or dog. Some people will also just do this, which is the finger spelled dog, 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 dog. Play. There's 2 Y's. Play with dog. Play with dog. Play with cat. Play with fish. Okay. Sewing. So you take it like you're holding a needle, put it through your hand. So sewing. Chatting. It's like 2 C's. Chatting on the phone. Or you can say like calling friend, because we know you're chatting. Deaf people tend to use a video phone, which it's like 2 kind of claw hand shapes, because there's a video on either end. Fishing. Goes without saying. Running. There's 2 different ways of doing it. One, the book tends to like is this. I don't know why. It kind of seems weird, other than these are the 2 legs. So running. Or running. If you take 2, I'm getting out of frame, 2 of these, running. No, you can see my stand. Running. This is like running, fleeing. Here's the two legs, kind of like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo when his legs start spinning and then he goes off screen. But for us, running, jogging, running, jogging. It's the same kind of activity with both. Travel. You take two X's and just go travel. You're going here and going here and here and here. Travel, 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 travel. Paint. If you're talking about painting like a house, you'd use a big brush, right? Paint, 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 paint. If it's more art, paint. We already did with a pinky for draw, or art as a general concept. Painting, then paint, 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 paint. And here's your easel or your canvas. Camping is, oh God, it's these two, and you kind of bring it down like this. It's the skeleton of the tent itself. Camping, camping. Ooh. Like, it's the middle finger to the number 8. And you just kind of pick lint off your shirt. Oh, I like camping. Exercise. And sometimes you'll have to finger spell like what specifically, if you mean like yoga, Y-O-G-A, working out. Cooking. Here's your stove top. Here's your pan. And you're just flipping burgers. Cooking, 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 cooking. Play, 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 play. Shopping. There's 2 basic signs for shopping, the way we use it in English. Because you could mean you are buying stuff. So you have your money here and you give it to them and you get something back. Buy, 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 buy. Or you could be going from store to store to store to store to store. And you put all your fingers together and just kind of wave it. Store. So I'm going shopping. I'm going to a bunch of different stores. Or I'm going to go buying stuff. Shopping. There are 2 different ways that you can sign that. Dance. Remember we've used this as person before. Walking, walking, walking. So dance is you just wave them side to side. Dance, 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 dance. Dance real hard all night. Bicycling. Like the pedals. Again, these would be your feet, on the pedals. So, bowling. 3 fingers, because remember you put 3, technically it's these, but I've seen it like this, bowling or bowling. Bowling. I think it's because it's easier to sign than this. Bowling. Movie. We'll do that one. And then game. So it's the knuckles come together. Game. Play game. Little minor things that we can play with each of them. If you don't know the vocab for something, act it out. Oh, I like. Right. So act it out, give them enough information so they know exactly what it is. Don't just, like, well, I don't know what that is. Normally we would do in class where we have everybody go around and talk, describe, act out what they're doing, what their hobbies are, what they enjoy. And then as people start talking about, oh, he plays this or she does this, and then I would add vocab. So I would recommend taking a look on YouTube to find specifics and just get ready so that we can start using them on Go React. Now we're getting to the point where we can actually start to post videos and give feedback to each other, ask questions. So that will be what we start doing next. So here's leisure activity, walking, right? Out in the forest or in the park, here's a tree, right? In the trunk, tree. So tree in the woods, in the park. Running, jogging. Don't like. Like I'm picking lint and throwing it away. I can't. I am not good. The last picture of the first row drove me nuts for the longest time because I couldn't. There are people of 3, 4 different sizes. They're facing all different. It's a movie. They're going to a movie. So there's 2 big, huge faces on the screen, a couple kind of cuddling up at the back, and then someone way down front. But I can't tell you how long it took me to figure out what that picture was. And I was beating myself up going, what? Oh, then I got it. So go to the movies or watch a movie. And it's palm forward for watch because it's active, right? You can see something. Oh, I see. And that's pretty passive. So the back of the fist, right? So you can see how there's a difference between I'm watching you versus, let me see. This was always the answer my parents had for, no, we're not going to give you what you want, but we're going to tell you we're going to think about it. So, well, we'll see. Never happened. Knitting. Sometimes you'll see people do this, knitting, sewing, next one sewing. Oh, that was interesting. You know what? They left off. Both there. Okay. So knitting, sewing, camping. It's a bit weird to get used to, but painting. And that picture is so weird. That walking, travel. I don't know anybody who travels like that. Then again, I don't travel in circles where they have like private jets. So if you do, congratulations. I don't know. Anyway, I prefer. Anyway, an old sign used to be photography. This is still used for picture or photograph, but now we just use this because you would take the picture and then the image would be printed on page. So that was the old sign for photo. Now, picture. We still use this for picture, but we use this for photography more often. Bike. And if you race, it's like 2 people racing to get in front of each other. Like game, but side by side. Play with pet. Pet, obviously pet your own hand. Play with dog. Yoga, exercise. Shopping for clothes. Playing game. Fishing. Bowling. Phone call. Friend. Playing game. I sign board game. But I've seen just game is fine. Hold on a second, let me close this. Wife just got home and she tends to make noise. Okay. All right. So it's a good thing to start chatting. If you've started chatting with classmates about it, start thinking of what are the signs that you want to know and how to practice them. Again, I'm online Wednesdays and Thursdays, unless something happens that I get pulled away and can't be in my office hours. I'm just online hanging out, working on stuff. So if you have any questions, if you want to practice anything, please come on. And we're starting to get to the point now where we don't need our voice all that much. I know it's going to be tempting to be like, oh, what's the sign for this? That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But you do know that you got to challenge yourself. And you've got to, I know this sign, so I'm going to sign it. Tied in with that, I don't care what the facts are. I don't care if you don't like cooking, if you hate cooking, if you love cooking, if you love running or don't, if you take photography. I don't care. I love you all, but what's more important is that you're practicing signs. So if you hate photography but can't think of another word, just lie and say, "Oh, I love photography. Love." That's who cares? Unless you're lying for some reason. If you're in the witness protection program, by all means, lie about whatever you want. I don't care. All I care about is that you're using the vocab and practicing. So there's the vocab. Let me add back in knitting, and then we have all that. There is one activity, and in the book they're in two columns. I set it up this way because we didn't have enough room. And take and match which person she describes to which activity they enjoy. It's on the worksheet as well, but here's the video for it. And then that video is the entirety of the videos for that chapter. So it just repeats here. So that's 2.6. All of the mistakes of this. Okay, so that's all of 2.6, and it's just hobbies and things. And I will go on YouTube if I have time and start putting some vocab lists or vocab videos, some links that I find. But it's easy enough to go on and type ASL hobby, and you will get lists of vocab. Compare a couple of different ones rather than just rely on one, because if someone makes a mistake, it can be hard to relearn something. Cool, that's 2.6.